Okay. So expression-wise, they sort of try to psych you by looking blankly, and that's a normal thing. In fact, when they are too enthusiastic and when they're too positive, then you tend to let down your guard and you start talking in a casual manner. No, that so the chances of rejection are more in those situations.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know how it. I mean, the fact that my interview was so short has put like a question mark in my head if it was actually even a worthwhile interview or not.
The standard interview is 15 minutes. Okay. So if it is anywhere up to 15 minutes is fine. More than 15 minutes is more positive, but less
Yeah,
than
but
15
mine.
minutes doesn't make it very negative.
I mean,
You
like
had
the
checked,
person.
you had checked on the watch, or it is your assumption that it was 10?
No, it's my assumption because the person sitting outside also told me, "इतना जल्दी कैसे खत्म हो गया?"
Okay, don't worry about it. As far as the shortage of doctors is concerned,
Hmm.
I just keep hearing that there are too many doctors and too little work because mostly they try to concentrate in the cities and towns. So they say there is a lot of competition and stuff like that. The
Yeah,
other part of
but then they would counter it with, "Why don't you want to go and live in the rural area first? Why shouldn't you serve there? Why are you coming here?" Then I wouldn't have an answer to that.
no, there is an answer to that. You may have heard Devi Shetty.
Who?
He was Dr. Devi Shetty.
Hmm.
He was propounding a theory that our medical system in India
Hmm.
uh, has a lot of lacuna in it. The major
Hmm.
lacuna being that it is too strict about whom to give a degree so that they
Hmm.
can practice. He said 80-90% of the time the MBBS doctors they are just treating common cold and stuff like that.
Hmm.
For that we don't need a hospital infrastructure. Then only you have a medical college and things like that.
Hmm.
So he had said that there could be lesser courses of 2 years or 3 years which many people could do, and we could have sort of health centers for treating common diseases,
Ah.
seasonal flu and stuff like that. And we should have those in our malls and everything. One more example he had given was that for heart patients, it's very
Hmm.
difficult. It's very difficult for the nurses to read the ECG if you are in the ICU.
Huh.
The ECG which keeps beeping on the monitor.
Hmm.
So he said that because of that, there are a lot of deaths and lot of complications because
Hmm.
they're not able to understand when somebody's heart is not working fine, stuff like that. So for that,
Hmm.
they had trained some 100, 200 nurses and they tested them.
Hmm.
And these nurses were nurses basically. So after the training, they could read the ECG graphs pretty well. And when they sensed that somebody was critical or serious, they could
Hmm.
immediately tell the treating doctor that this is the situation and those lives were saved.
Huh.
So his view is that in a country like ours where the population is so much and proportionately we have less doctors,
Hmm.
it is maybe required that we don't dilute the standards as such,
Hmm.
but make them more inclusive sort of so that the strain on the medical system is reduced.
Hmm. Understood. What was the doctor's name again? Sorry.
Dr. David Shetty,
Devi Shetty.
he's very well known. Then Narayan
I I
Hridikaran,
think I've heard this
Vishal.
name.
No, no, being a doctor, don't say you haven't heard of David Shetty.
I mean my knowledge is not very great. Oh, he's okay. Okay, I've heard of him. Yeah, Devi Prasad Shetty. Yeah, yeah. My bad.
He was also the chief trustee of IIM Bangalore few years ago.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know him from like KMC se samjha meko.
With KMC?
Kasturba Medical College, Manipal.
Hmm. He's from
Oh,
Manipal, and I think he has also started some insurance scheme for poor people where they contribute 1 rupee daily, and lots of people do that so that when they need expensive treatment, they can be managed.
okay. I will read up more about him. Like I've heard his name, but like I didn't really bother to read up about him so much.
Hmm. But what else was there which you thought was not right for you?
Baki, like they asked me the earliest example of application of community medicine. So I was like, I don't know what the earliest example of application of community medicine was. Medicine per se was practiced earliest through the Ayurveda ages. And then later I realized even if I didn't know the earliest, I could have spoken about some earlier examples at least. But like that occurred to me after the interview. Then
Hmm.
they asked me what application of maths is there in MBBS. So I said there's not much. It's mostly statistics that we might use in community medicine only. So they gave me this one example. Say if I give you vitals of like 100 patients, then how would you statistically represent it? So then I said as a basic, I'll first divide them into different demographics because normal vitals are different for different age groups. So I'll divide them into different age groups, and then for each age group, I'll define how many people have the normal vitals, how many have above normal, and how many have below normal vitals. And
Hmm.
then they asked me in what graph would you represent it. So I didn't know what that. So that there's a bar graph, na, just like divisions right there within each bar. I forgot what that specific type of graph was called.
Hmm.
So I
That's
said,
a
"Okay,
stacked marker.
So I said, I just said bar graphs with those divisions for each category. Then they asked me, when would you use a pie chart? So I said, whenever you have a whole values or percentage of a whole value to represent in a graphical form, then we can use a pie chart by converting it into degrees. So then they were just like degrees में तो कुछ भी convert कर सकते हैं. Why do you need a whole value for that? Then again I got stuck. मतलब मोस्टली ये तीन जगह पे अटकी मैं. द बिगर पॉइंट वेयर आई गॉट स्टक वाज द व्हाई एमबीबीएस, व्हाई नॉट कंटिन्यू एज अ डॉक्टर व्हेन द शॉर्टेज वाला पार्ट. बट अदर देन दैट आई वाज स्पीकिंग ओनली एंड देन वो 10 मिनट्स में उनका ऐसा हो गया था कि हाँ ठीक है जाओ बाय.
Don't worry, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Sometimes the first interview may be short. When is the next interview?
नेक्स्ट इज 28th SPJAIN.
28.
Hmm.
Who else has experience here? Harshita, you have, right?
Yes, sir. So me as well.
One. So shall we have a group interview again? Acha, before that, I have sent all of you lot of SOPs, lot of answers in audio form, why MBA, why this student, all that. But you all don't seem to be following those. Please follow those. They're very standardized answers. You can tweak them a little bit, but basically keep that. For example, why MBA? No, you talk about having different exposure to different functional areas like marketing, finance, systems,
Hmm.
HR, etc. And interacting in a peer group where you can learn from each other in the faculty, being consultants to different organizations and helping us out in the class with latest tools and techniques of management. Okay, then the
Yes.
alumni interaction, corporate interaction. Don't talk about networking. It is seen as a negative thing. So talk about corporate interaction instead of networking. These are the things you must mention. Okay. Then the method of study using case studies, presentations, discussions, etc. That helps you understand each other's point of view and appreciate the other views, which may be contrary to your own views. Okay,
Hmm.
so these are the standard things, and I've sent you many SOPs where all these are mentioned, so you can sort of go through them and then write them in your own words. The other thing is short term, medium term, and long term goals. Okay, so this question is to assess whether you understand that it takes time to reach the top of the corporate ladder. So many
Hmm.
people say that I want to be a manager, that's why I want to be a manager. So that's not the right answer. So to say that after doing my MBA where I learned all these things, then I join a company in my uh, preferred specialization area like marketing, finance, etc. Understand how that industry works and learn the ropes of the business for 1 or 2 years. In those 2 years, I will be responsible at a the geographical level or at a product level where I'll be handling a particular geography or a particular product for a company. Then 5 to 7 years time, I'll be responsible for a bigger geographical area or more number of products. And within 12 to 15 years time, I should be in a policy making position in a company at national or international level. Okay, that will be your uh, short term, medium term, and long term goal. Okay, if you want to get into your own business, that also you can say that I want to work for 5 or 7 years, then join my father's company or start my own company. Directly. So go through these things. Some of you are writing very casual note kind of things. Okay. So understand you have to be professional. You cannot be casual in these essays. Okay, right? Hello.
Okay, sir.
So Manya, Snigdha and Archita, can we have a group interview now? Unless anybody has any questions. Snigdha, when is yours? You said 28.
28th.
Manya,
11th.
that's fair. And Arshita,
It's on 7th.
7th. Fair. Okay, so Snigdha is an MBBS. Manya, you are BCom, right?
Yes, sir.
And Harshita is from economics.
Yes, sir.
And Snigdha, you have applied for marketing.
Yes, sir.
Manya,
So same.
marketing. And Harshita also.
Yes, sir. Marketing.
Okay. So today I asked a very standard question to all three of you. And Snigdha, we'll start with you because Harshita and Mani haven't given interviews as yet. So Snigdha,
Yes. Yes, sir.
Harshita, Manya and the others, please listen to them carefully and make note of whatever they're saying so that you can ask questions later. If something they say is not clear to you or you need more clarification on that, then please ask. Yes, Snigdha, you have 5 minutes time.
Yes, sir.
Please tell yourself.
Please.
Please tell yourself so that we get this thing.
Okay, to sell myself. Okay. Hi, I'm Dr. Snigdha Arora. I have just graduated my MBBS from HBT Medical College and Dr. R.N. Cooper Hospital, and I want to do marketing ahead. I believe that I am a very focused person. I tend to achieve whatever I set my goal onto. That can be seen from how I scored my marks in 10th standard, how I've stood second in my school, how I've scored a credible rank in my NEET UG exam, got into my MBBS, and now how I actually focused on my CAT despite not having a background with maths for a very long time. I did end up scoring a good percentile and got a 98 percentile in maths as well. Uh, I am uh, I am very efficient in my time management because even though I have gone through this period of MBBS where I have had so much to study and work on, I have managed to take out time for my extracurriculars as well. Where I have worked with student organizations, I've worked with NGOs, I've worked on my hobbies. So, and despite that, I have managed to achieve tangible results. I have passed with credibly good scores by an MBBS standard. Um, I am a very reliant person. So all my friends, for example, have me on their speed dial. I would so if you have any problem, I tend to be a good problem solver. And I am in general a very patient person as well. So while it might not seem so by the speed with which I speak, because thoughts run very quick in my head, when it comes to situations that have to be handled patiently, I have the ability to do that. I am not someone who will take decisions in a very without thinking them through, especially if they're important decisions. I do spend my time thinking about it, and that is a skill that I have developed over time. It was not something that I had initially, but going through the course of MBBS, it does give you a lot of patience. I have also interacted a lot with people from a larger sector of our population, where people who are probably from the underprivileged section of the society, right? How they use their money for what are the sources of income, how they spend their money, what are the recreational activities they do, what problems do they have, not just in terms of their health, but in terms of something like a water supply or electricity. I do understand that because I've spoken to them one on one. And these are the people who form the larger section of our society. So I understand their issues as well, which is why I believe that I can actually use that knowledge to cater to them via marketing scheme using the sources that I would get through a corporate sector. And that is basically what I believe that point of understanding and empathy is something that I know that I can bring to the table, which is unique to me as compared to the other candidates who might be applying. Because even though there are a lot of people who do social work, they might not have had as much one-on-one interaction as I might have had with people. And that is one thing that I believe is a good selling point for me. Um, Other than that, yeah, basically those are the things that I'd like to showcase about myself as a person who want to sell myself.
Manya, do the same.
Okay, so good evening. My name is Manya Agrawal and I'm currently pursuing BCom honors from SRCC. I've done internships at KPMG, Pristine Paper, and Easy Max, and I am currently doing an internship at Deloitte. I gave the GMAT exam and I got a 760 out of 800. Some of my hobbies include playing sports, for which I've won many awards in inter-school competitions. I believe that I have unwavering determination, sharp focus, and a collaborative spirit. I approach challenges with a solutions oriented mindset, and I am committed to delivering excellence in every task I undertake. As a natural team player, I excel at fostering a harmonious work environment, valuing diverse perspectives, and ensuring collective success. I believe I bring a unique blend of determination, adaptability, and proactive approach to problem solving that sets me apart. I'm not just focused on individual success, but on creating value for the team and any organization as a whole. And My ability to work collaboratively, coupled with strong commitment to meeting deadlines and achieving goals, ensures consistent and reliable performance. Additionally, my helpful and empathetic nature allows me to build strong relations, fostering teamwork and a positive work environment. So I believe that these qualities, along with my eagerness to learn and contribute, make me a candidate who can deliver both immediate results and long-term value. Thank you.
Harshita, your turn.
Hello, my name is Harshita Khaitan, and from a very young age, I have always believed in challenging myself to explore different avenues and keep growing. I immersed myself in activities that pushed me out of my comfort zone, whether it was excelling in small sports or taking on leadership roles or pursuing creative outlets like painting. In school, I was deeply involved in both academics and extracurriculars. As the editor of the Interact Club, I learned how to coordinate with the team and think creatively to produce something impactful. College was no different. While pursuing my economics honors degree, I kept my curiosity alive by joining an actors, where I worked on socially impactful projects. Leading a team here taught me how to navigate challenges, communicate effectively, and ensure that our ideas turned into actionable results. At the same time, I balanced my academic pursuits. One of the most defining aspects of my journey has been my work with NGOs such as Care for Autism and Sashikaran. At Care for Autism, I had the privilege of engaging with children who are specially abled. My role involved designing activities to enhance their skills, organize cultural events to boost their confidence. and creating a safe space for them to express themselves. In a similar manner, I helped at Sashikaran as well. Now, I am eager to take the next step in my journey. I believe that a master's degree will allow me, or MBA degree will allow me to build on my experiences, refine my skills, and gain a global perspective on solving complex challenges. My diverse interests and experiences have prepared me to thrive in an environment that values creativity, collaboration, and innovation. Thank you.
While all of you are very fluent, I didn't hear much about your achievements or your hobbies,
Yes,
difficulties
sir,
faced.
I believe I could have given more examples for my successes.
It was more general. So let's take half a minute to recollect our achievements, both academic and extracurricular, and let's try to list them. So take half a minute, 40 seconds, write down your achievements, both academic and extracurricular, and then we'll again ask each one of you to tell us about those and those. Tell me when you are ready.
So this would be just as listing our achievements or starting over on selling ourselves.
Just a listing of the achievements.
And sir, I had a doubt actually. If you say
We'll
that you have
address
five,
them. We'll address it after the interview.
okay, okay, okay.
Can we start with you, Sindha?
Yes, sir. So when I want to list my achievements, the first achievement that I had was in the 10th standard. In terms of my academic achievements, the first achievement I had was in the 10th standard when I stood second in my school with an overall percentage of 97.17 in my board exams. Thereafter, in my 12th standard, I gave my NEET UG exam, whereby I attained a rank of 5584 amongst 13 lakh people who had appeared for the exam and got a percentile of 99.54, which gave me admission into Cooper Hospital, which is a very well reputed government hospital. During the course of my MBBS, I obtained distinction in subjects like pediatrics and physiology. And I also attained an overall distinction in the second year of my college, with the distinction meaning more than 75%. I also participated in the intra college physiology quiz in the first year of my college, and I won the first prize, for which I was awarded books. Other than that, I also dealt in a lot of extracurricular activities. So I was a member of the Medical Student Association of India and the Asian Medical Student Association, as a part of which I organized several events and volunteered in several events that were aimed at increasing awareness about public health. So events like Jal Hai To Gal Hai, where we actually told people how to use different water sanitation techniques in order to improve their water consumption, the anti-tobacco campaign that we held. Then I was a core team member for a project called Pact to Protect, which was basically aimed at increasing awareness about the problems associated with hepatitis B. And we also carried out a vaccine drive regarding hepatitis B in our hospital setup, where we collaborated with another organization called Anti-Hepatitis Organization, then the National Anti-Hepatitis Organization, which is also an NGO-based organization itself. Other than that, I also, in terms of my extracurricular hobbies, I trained in jazz funk for 1 year in the Dance Works Academy, which is run by Mr. Ashley Lobo. After that, I have been training in heels, and I have been going for commercial workshops as and when I get the time. While I was at the Dance Works Academy, I had participated in a stage show where we, as a batch, had actually come together to perform on the stage. And other hobbies include cooking, which is something that I do in my leisure time for myself.
Manya? Hello?
So we're just listing our quality, like achievements, right?
Mm.
So during my 12th examinations, I scored overall percentage of 96.8, which led me to get admission into SRCC, where I have an overall CGP of 8.5. And recently I gave the GMAT exam and I got 760 out of 800, which is 99 percentile. During my college time, I was DU rank 1 in seven subjects, which included business statistics, linear programming, personal financial planning, etc. I was also awarded the Level 1 award in speech and drama conducted by the Trinity College of London. Coming on to my internships, I was a part of Deloitte, KPMG, EasyMax, and Pristine. For Ah, and coming on to my position of responsibilities, I was a part of the Commerce Society where I was a event head for an event where I helped in strategically conceptualizing and executing an event and hosting and designing the event. And for the Commerce Society, I also co-hosted a podcast with an investor, Mr. Abhishek Kar, which had an overall viewership of 20,000. For and I was also a part of the human resource development cell where I worked on a project called We Hire, which aimed at providing pro bono HR services. Then coming on to my hobbies, I was a national gold medalist for karate, and I have a black belt in karate as well. I have participated in 10 inter-school and intra-school competitions in football, volleyball, and basketball. And I've also participated in 4 Bharatnatyam competitions, and I have distinction in Pramata first and second. Um, in my college, I also wrote 3 published research articles for college societies. And then I have participated in 4 case competitions.
Yeah, Akshay?
Sir, I believe I have mentioned all my extracurricular achievements in my intro itself. And for my academic achievements, I only have got my percentage to state, my percentage and my CGPA.
Tell us.
I scored a 95% at 95% in my class 12 and 96% in class 12, which got me admitted into St. Xavier's College, Kolkata, where I scored a 7.6 CGPA.
You said you are into painting, right?
Yes.
So have you done any diploma in painting or what?
No, it's more of an hobby.
Okay. So I mean, I'm not saying it's not serious, but anything which you have done where you got some credibility to state, like certificates and all, apart from painting, anything else?
I participated in swimming gala, but that was back in school.
Okay. This care for autism it belongs to whom?
It's a CSR initiative of my family business.
Okay. So what do you do there?
I'm volunteering.
No, what does the organization do there?
I'm sorry.
Your It's a CSR initiative of your family business, huh?
Yes.
So what do you do here? Basically?
I
Not
help
you
organize
personally, the company.
the company, my family business.
What does it do for autism?
Oh, it has set up a school for the autistic children where they can develop their skills or showcase their talents.
Yeah, so tell us more about it. How big is the place? How many students are there? What are the activities you do?
Okay, so at Care for Autism, we have approximately 12 students currently, where we organize different activities for them. That is from skating to playing drums to playing tablas. We try to ensure that their body has balance because often these children have difficulty in various physical activities as well. We organize various bake sales with these children, who themselves help us make the cakes and other commodities. On a yearly basis, we also organize a big event which involves making paintings or other craft items or utility things that can be used in a household or at offices. It includes things like pen stands, etc. These are like very simple things which the children can make, as well as we can assist them in making it.
So how much time do you spend here in these activities?
I visit here on a weekly basis and I spend around 2 hours.
2 hours and weekly. Okay. Yeah, Snigdha,
Yes, sir.
please tell us the name of 5 ad agencies.
Ad agencies. I'm not aware of any, sir, as of now, but I will read up about it.
Manya, do you have some idea about ad agencies?
No, sir.
Yeah, Harshita,
Same, sir. I'll have to read about.
okay, any of you can name, let us say, 3 ad professionals in India today?
Sir, Board Monkey, White House, River Media.
Gurkirat, Gurkirat, you are
Yes.
not being introduced.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant anyone on the group. Sorry.
Yeah, out of the 3. Yes,
I'm not sure about any specific person, but I do know there's this company called Ogilvy, which is into advertisement and marketing. Um, I think they have worked for some newer brands like Spotify. I'm not sure though.
okay, fine. The questions are directed to Snigdha, Manya, and Harshita only. So tell us a few consumer brands and who makes them, which company makes them. Any 3, 4 consumer brands which maybe you may be using daily and which company makes them. Anybody?
So we have something like a Maggie that is made by Nestle. Um,
Okay.
then and I'll just think about it. Give me a minute. I'll think about a few more.
Which I'm asking again, it's open to all 3 of you. Which toothpaste do you use and who makes it? Which company makes it? Which toothpaste, which shampoo, which soap, which hair oil, which cream, anything you can tell us?
So in terms of shampoos, there is Cetaphil, which shampoos and face washes. This is big brand for Cetaphil that is manufactured by a company called Galderma. Um, and other than that,
Cetaphil is not a very common shampoo, right?
I mean, I have seen a lot of people use it, but yeah, it's not as common.
Yeah. Yeah, Harshita, any product you use and which company makes it?
Sir, I'm not aware
Consumer
of
product.
these exactly make them.
Hmm. Okay, now any of the other students, other participants, you can ask questions to anybody in specific, please. Either Snigdha or Manya or Harshita. You have been listening to them. You know their achievements, you know their academic background. Do you have any questions to ask them? Okay, Snigdha, between Manya and Harshita, who will you select?
Based on how much has been just spoken, considering that we've only actually just listed our achievements, probably, I mean, both of them are great, but Manya put forth a lot of achievements on her list. So just because of that reason, maybe. Her.
Anya, who would select between Snigdha and Harshita?
Sir, I think I would select both because they spoke really well.
Let us select one.
Sir, maybe Snigdha.
And Harshita, whom will you select?
I would select Snigdha as well.
Why are you selecting Snigdha, Harshita?
Because I believe that she answered the question in a very good manner. I mean, she was more fluent when it came to answering questions.
Okay, so we have two votes for Snigdha and one for Manya and none for Harshita. So Manya, you can ask a question to Snigdha, which can improve your chances of selection.
Sir, maybe I would ask something marketing
Ask
related.
her, ask her, ask her.
Okay, so one second, let me think about it.
Harshita, you can also ask a question to Snigdha or Manya.
Okay, sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Okay, Snigdha, can you tell us about a company who you feel is not doing marketing up to their desired level, and what can you, as a future manager, suggest to them?
Mm. Okay, so one example that comes to my mind is something like a Geo7 or an Amazon Music. Most of us, we actually do use Spotify, right? When when we are listening to music. Um, Geo7, Amazon Music, these are different brands which also work on the same basis, but do not have a as wide a platform as Spotify does. So if I were in their place, if I was actually working at Geo7, I'd probably want to first, I want to actually study the demographic that is probably listening to them. So maybe because a lot of the music is religious and regional music along those lines. So maybe most of the market is through there. And because it is funded by such a large corporation like Reliance, they can actually fund expansion of their consumer base. So maybe if they want to increase their visibility amongst the younger population, they could actually put in sponsorships at college festivals, which could be a very big area of brand visibility for them. Other than that, like how Spotify has this thing called Spotify Wrapped, if they bring in some few features like that, or if they tie up with a few artists, upcoming artists, like how Spotify brings up new artists who a lot of young people follow on Instagram and then come back to Spotify to listen to their music. If Geo7 brings in such initiatives, it could improve its brand image and would actually get in a newer target audience for it. While keeping the religious and the regional music in place in order to keep the original demographic intact for it. So that is one thing that I would probably think along the lines of.
Manya, you please answer your own question. Hello. Hello, you're there, Manya? Hello. Harshita, why don't you answer this question?
Sir, what was the question again?
Which is the company which could do better marketing of its product according to you and how?
I need 2 minutes to think about it.
Hmm. Manya, you are with us. Yes, Manya. Harshita.
I'm sorry, my brain is completely blank right now. I just cannot think of anything.
Okay. Okay, any one of you, please give an example of consumer behavior which you have noticed a brand exploiting. Do you know what is consumer behavior?
I'm not sure of the technicalities, but maybe it's along the lines of how a consumer reacts towards a particular product, whether they are willing to buy it or not, and how they react to a specific marketing scheme.
Yeah, so that is the reactionary part. So it consists of basically the consumer demography, which age, sex,
Hmm.
education, ethnicity, where we
Hmm.
stay, all those things. So tell us of a product where you think they exploited consumer behavior well.
Something maybe along the lines of Atta Maggie. So there was this whole deal that happened about how Maggie had led, and then they got over that with the whole campaigning of our parents said that okay, no, it's safe for our children. Then then this whole era came up where people started moving towards healthier alternatives, and that is when Maggie started marketing their Atta Maggie. But the Atta Maggie per se does not have a lot of whole wheat. It is still majorly just refined flour with a very small percentage of whole wheat and these air dried vegetables which do not add any nutritional value. But for the sake of marketing, they have been saying that it is a healthier option and it is good for the children. So it is exploiting consumer behavior. It is making them think that it is much healthier. It is healthier than what it was, and it can be used as a substitute, which I believe is not right.
You are saying air-dried vegetables have no nutritional value.
No, the amount of vegetables that they put is very minimal to have any nutritional value. I mean, an entire so one portion of atta Maggi would probably have half a spoon of vegetables all put together. So that is not really adding much nutritional value to it.
Okay, fine. Anybody else has any more questions to ask Snigdha or Harshita? Okay, Snigdha, what are your other options for these schools apart from SPJAIN?
So I have calls from IIM Ahmedabad, Calcutta, Kozhikode, Indore, and Lucknow.
What about you, Harshita?
So currently, it's just SPJAIN for me.
Okay, fine. Fine, thank you very much. Would any of the others like to give their
Thank you, sir.
comments on how Snigdha and Harshita performed? Manya seems to have left. Yes, Rona?
Um, Sir, I think they spoke well enough, to be honest.
Yeah, be specific. Them
Mm,
some
uh,
individual feedback.
uh, uh, Mm,
Okay. I think Snigdha, you are quite fluent, but whatever you say is quite clear and focused. Although verbose at times, so you could cut down on your words a little bit if possible, but not necessary. Okay. Harshita, I think you need to think about all the things you have done little more and try to not exactly brag, but try to tell about those things. Huh? Like I understand this care for autism initiative is a big thing that you people are doing. So try to explain it without being, uh, I mean, as a matter of fact, and think of other stuff that you have been doing, other achievements you have. List them down, all of you. Without that, it will be difficult for all of you to remember everything, and then you forget the important things. Ideally, you should have a diary or a notebook where you keep note of everything that you have to say in the interview, so that when you tend to forget, you can recollect if you're missing out something important. Okay, and obviously for marketing interview, you need to do the marketing reading that I've already told you. I've sent all of you in the group as well as individually. So read up a few chapters of Philip Kotler, like I told you, and there are a lot of examples there. Try to read brand equity, like I said last time on Wednesdays, it comes with Economic Times. You can get your hand on the past 3, 4 issues of brand equity. You get quite a lot of things about products and marketing, so that should be okay, right?
Okay, sir.
Um, Sir, I had a doubt. When you started the interview, you started with you have 5 minutes to sell yourself. So, am I supposed to speak for a whole period of 5 minutes? Because I don't have that much to speak about.
No, actually, 5 minutes is not that huge a time if you are well prepared for the interview. You will speak about your academics, you will speak about your hobbies, achievements, you will speak about what are the hardships you face, how you've come out of them, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses.
Okay,
If
so I'll
you're
basically just talk about everything about myself then.
yes,
Okay.
everything that helps your candidature. So if you are well prepared for the interview, definitely 5 minutes is not that long of time period. If
Okay.
you've answered the basic questions of the interview, no, the basic questions of interview, like introduce yourself, what are your
Hmm.
achievements, what are your hobbies. Like
Hmm.
initially talk about your achievements and hobbies. So how will
Okay.
you sell yourself? If you don't talk about your achievements and hobbies, how do you sell yourself? You give a very
Okay.
general description of yourself which anybody can give, no?
Yeah.
So when you are selling yourself, you have to differentiate yourself also that how you're different from the other candidates.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood. Thank you, sir.
Give me a minute and be there.
Yes.